we're here with Dani Bavec, the Poker Star sponsored player. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
You're an actor, TV host, sports commentator and a poker player. Do you ever sleep?
I sleep every day, at least 5 hours. But seriously, I don't get much sleep during the year. But when comes summer, I sleep a lot, and I sleep really well.
How do you handle all this?
I don't have a problem. It's just something which is by choice. It's not an accident. It just so happens that I'm interested in so many things in life, and for a couple of things I thought maybe they just found me on the way. I didn't say no. It's just things I do. I was never really focused on one thing. I know people who can only be focused on one thing, and I'm the complete opposite. My focus is scattered, it has always been, and it's probably going to stay that way.
But I suppose you have said no to many things due to all this.
Of course, you have to know how to say no. And as a matter of fact, I'm saying no to a professional poker career because basically the same reason. I'm just intrigued and attracted by so many things. I think life is a wonderfully complex thing, and I wouldn't want to be caught just throwing cards, you know. I do other things as well. I sail a lot. I go traveling. I'm just enjoying life my way. It's not peaches and roses all the time, but it's okay.
So what was the thing that caught you to poker at the first place?
I was always attracted to complex strategic games. So I thought poker was an instant appreciation. I thought the game itself symbolizes wonderfully some of the most important things in life, like discipline, like decision making, like dealing with your own mistakes. Honestly, I think of it as a good mechanism for me to get better just all around, just not just in cards, but all around. Yeah.
So you don't see it as money-making business?
Actually, it's a hard question because the money aspect is great, you know. But no, I don't see it solely as a money-making mechanism. Actually, I make more money doing other things than in poker. But poker's not as bad as, but if it were to be just a money-making thing, I would have stopped immediately, because it may sound weird, but I'm not into money that much. I appreciate time and yeah, time. It's much more important to me. Just how much I have it and how I devise it. You know, it's like that.
So how do you spend your free time?
Most of all, I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of sailing. I compose music, which is then used most of the time in theater plays or some films that my friends are making. And there will be a time when I go pro on that. So that's one part. The other part is I do have periods when I just like to be lazy. It's for me, the year just passes by so quickly. I can honestly enjoy it when I get lazy. Most of it's in the summer when I go around with my sailing boat. But it's not, even that is in some way creative bashing of time. most of the time I do writing and composing.
What are you writing about?
I write poetry and I write songs. I have never really considered myself to be a journalist, although I have a official name as a sports journalist, but I was always a commentator because I thought the broadcasts of a sport is sort of like a show, and it much depends on the one presenting that, whether it's a passionate experience or just some lame bashing of time. So yeah, I'm really unpredictable.
So what do you prefer, organizing a show or being in the show?
That's a very good question. I think the latter. I think I'd rather be in a show than or maybe not. I don't know. It's 50-50. It's 50-50.
Who or what are you inspired from?
I am inspired from daring people who make things their own way, who are brave enough to do things their own way, to recognize themselves in this whole thing which we call the world and the times we live in. I think it's very dangerous times. I think brave people are almost excluded from society, or they're not welcome, at least. So I admire them. So maybe that's an inspiration. But if I'm honest, I just find inspiration. It kind of catches up with me. For now, I didn't have to try that hard to be excited. For now. Let's hope nothing changes.
How was EUREKA for you so far?
It was a painful experience. It was a mixture of bad beats and my own mistakes. I'm still not in the phase in which I should process it as after this I will grow larger, you know, just like have some additional components in my life. But I'll get there. When the head cools off, I'll be there next year and maybe the next year as well. I'm pretty confident that pretty soon I will do well in a major tournament. I'm pretty confident of that. But basically that's all I can say on that subject. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, because then I'll have more money.
Which you're not interested in.
Which I'm totally not interested in.
So, you have interacted with one of the most famous people in the world. With poker players, I mean. So, which one was most interesting to you? Or if you want to share a funny story from your career.
Well, there are not so many funny stories. As I've met a couple of people which have made not an influence, just like they seemed really great. And probably the best experience was with Boris Becker, who is sort of a professional poker player, but he is so much more. His fame is worldwide. And the way he was relaxed, not only in the interview, but we had it was a strange coincidence. We were sharing a table and we were speaking a lot, and I just thought he was a great guy, great guy, and I was really amazed by him, really. Otherwise, I think Daniel Negreanu is a very special character. Maybe some of the people might think that he's acting, that he's posing, but I don't think so. He generally...
It looks like it, obviously.
That's what I thought. But then I realized that he is a completely relaxed guy who just, you know, does and says whatever he feels like, and I think that's something that I appreciate. Maybe the funniest story was when we interviewed Sandra Naux. She was a champion in Dortmund. One of 3 women in the EPT Tour ever to win an event. Me and my friend, we asked her what brought her into the world of poker, and she said, because there was a whole lot of cute guys, you know. I thought it was a lie, but then when I was watching her, I thought it was true.
As TV host and commentator, what do you think about the current situation in TV, the content mostly?
I think it sucks. I think TV has such enormous potential in terms of just having some sort of educational role. And it doesn't do that because it's a hostage of money. Thing is, what I do is sports, and sports is kind of neutral. Sports you can do, you know. But otherwise, I'm completely pissed off with what TV has to offer. I only watch sports and documentaries on TV. I think it should proclaim a much more active role in educating people, and it doesn't do that.
You're currently in a tournament, so we don't want to keep you. 2 last questions. How is the tournament you're playing so far?
Right now it's great. I managed to double up, and I have a feeling I'm playing my A game. So for now it's good. But the blinds are really low. They will be starting to get high right now. So the game will change. I have enough chips not to panic or anything like that. So it's cool. For now it's good.
Next EUREKA is in Bulgaria. Are you coming, and what are your future plans this year?
I would love to come. I think there's probably a 50% chance that I might come. There's a couple of things that need to be sorted out in terms of my job, because I can't just go missing, you know. I have to make all these sorts of arrangements, because when I go, then people miss me, you know. I would love to come. Actually, I'm trying to visit Bulgaria for quite a few years now. If not this year, I will certainly be traveling through Bulgaria when I go to Sochi with my car, which is something that I decided on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.